Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seemed kind of hot. This is the 2019 Under Armour All-American Underclass Command Division Championship game. It's Baltimore against Long Island. Thanks for joining us here at St. Paul's School for Girls, Booker Corrigan, alongside one of the highlight team coaches for the girls bracket, Casey Connor. Casey, what are your impressions of the tournament so far?
It's the pinnacle event. You've got 12 regions represented across boys and girls in 2 different age groups. The talent's unbelievable. The coaches have made comments about what level of play they're seeing, so we're looking for an exciting game right now.
The best of the best from east to west. There's a rivalry that exists between Baltimore and Long Island. Who are we going to keep an eye on for Long Island today?
Ella Cabrera in the midfield, big, tall athlete, does well on the circle. She sparked a lot of their runs in the first semifinal game.
And it's a bit of a half of a home game for Baltimore. Who's a star?
Caroline Godin. They came back from, I think, 3-4 goals to upset a Connie team that had a lead on them, and Caroline Godin at attack was definitely the spark for them to get some goals that they needed.
It is the best. We'll be back with the opening draw right after this. And we are set for the opening draw. Baltimore will be wearing their black uniforms with the purple trim, and Long Island rocking the gray. As we get set for the opening draw for Long Island, it's going to be Madison Taylor. She took so many clutch draws in that semifinal, Casey. For Baltimore, it looks like it's going to be Emily Peak, who, I'm going to repeat myself, she took some clutch draws in that semifinal win. Both of these teams had tremendous games in the semifinals. Baltimore looking to control. Ball skitters before its possession gathered. And just like that, first whistle of the game. Casey, it's hot. How quickly are the coaches looking to put the pedal to the metal when they see a weakness in their opponent?
Well, they've got deep rosters, which is nice here. Some of the club circuit tournaments you'll see aren't as deep, so they got plenty of legs to run, so they're going to go quick.
Finley Barger with the first shot attempt at NBP. Close personal relative of my friend Keenan Barger at Johns Hopkins. Keegs is one of the greats. Here is Long Island with a possession, and they look to get it behind. Casey, you played defense on the men's side, but you've been coaching the women's side in the club. How important is it to get the ball behind the goal?
Well, if you stop the ball up top defensively, you don't have to turn your head. So we want to get the ball to X, turn our head as a defender. Then you can get set up in what you want to look. And there's still a slow break element like in basketball.
Always looking for that trailer. But right now, Long Island's looking to drive the center, and that is Madison Taylor. She took the opening draw. She's one of the great athletes. As we get a quick dodge by Olivia Rongo. Ball goes onto the carpet, but regathered. Everybody a little bit nervous. That moment of trepidation. Inside feed shot and a nice save. Clean save. Long Island goaltender down at that end, Jamie Bahar. Caitlin Bowden also playing a ton of goaltender. And Caitlin Bowden getting the start for the Long Island squad. Here is Baltimore back on offense.
You'll see the same thing here. Get the ball to X. Let our trail cutters come in. Then they can start initiating.
And just like that, Jamie Bahar comes away with the loose change, and Long Island looks to clear. I should make mention of this, Casey, and I know you'll appreciate my efforts to get prepared for this. Chloe Humphrey for the Connie team in this division was a dynamic player. She got knocked out in the semifinals by a Baltimore team that just wouldn't go away. How impressed with Chloe Humphrey were you?
She put up 8 or 9 goals, I think, against Baltimore in their pool play. And she's on the younger side, too. She's only at 23. Lefty, righty, can play behind and feed, but it can also bring shots from a lot of different angles. Just something you don't see for a girl that age, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if we're going to see it for the rest of the day. It was very impressive to watch her.
First goal of the game. The #1 seed Long Island squad dents the twine.
You'll see Chloe's sister, in fact, later in our highlight championship. Get a little preview of kind of, what's to come.
Both of these squads were in absolute nail biters. Baltimore defeated the Connie team in Long Island, defeated Philadelphia. And like you said in the open, Casey, this is the best of the best, really getting after it every chance they get.
Two of the best hotbeds in lacrosse. They're showcasing and going to compete. And a lot of these girls see each other all summer, too.
Long Island controls the ensuing draw as Kylie Colbert takes a little check. She plays for the Yellow Jackets. Bunch of Yellow Jackets on this squad.
Our first card of the game. Check to the head, automatic yellow card, even if it's incidental.
And Long Island will go on the man up. Inside feed shot, go, great save. Tidy little save, no rebound. And now Baltimore, though man down, can look to push the ball up the field.
Good speed by Olivia Rockstro, getting clear out. Defensively, you make a stop when you're down a player. That's huge. You need momentum going the other way now.
Another whistle procedural violation will give a little free start to the Baltimore squad.
Sometimes easy to forget when you trail onside or offside when you've got a player up or player down.
And that is Grace Driggs out of St. Mary's High School. Shot goal. Free position there for Baltimore, and they tie it up 1-1. Driggs able to capitalize. How much pressure is on these young ladies when they line up for that free position from the 8-meter?
You know, we reckon it to a free throw back in the day, but here you've got a girl on the right and the left. You'll see Grace drop her stick a little bit to the side. Goalie drops too, but Grace puts a nice shot around her. You want to explode off that line. If you can, goal is yours.
Great replay. Clear shot of how they're able to do it. Thanks so much to the long fence. Back at the draw. Draw controls are so important, Casey, and we'll have a chance to talk about this throughout the game. But you can tell by the way the players line up their feet is a little bit of a telltale sign of what they're trying to accomplish.
Definitely a little different than the guys' game. Guys are certainly in the clamp mode. Here they can use their hands for different spots to put the ball. Their feet sometimes is a little bit of a tell. But the really good ones can put it in different spots to themselves or to the girls on the circle.
Ella Cabrera, a young lady you highlighted in our open. Be interesting to see how many of these young ladies make it down to the Callback Academy on November 9th in Richmond. Every girl who made the team and was invited to the callback game gets in, and we are calling back the Long Island offense. Goal by Kaylee Makowitz, number 12. Here's the replay.
Great backdoor cut, yeah. Sorry about that, but great backdoor cut. Catching your defender sleeping. And good heads up by the attacker behind. She's moving her feet. She's active with her stick.
And that was the old lull them to sleep cut. Stand there like you're doing nothing and then do a whole lot.
You know, guys, we used to say, right, cut to the laces before they had cascades. Cut to the ponytails, right?
Yeah.
Cut to the ponytails and girls.
Cut to the hairband. Thank you so much to Cascade for providing the helmets for last night's senior All-American game over at Johns Hopkins. What a great facility. Obviously, you played a little bit of lacrosse over at Johns Hopkins back in the day.
Not great experiences or memories there, but it is a fun place. It is such a great venue for lacrosse in general.
We're going to redo this draw violation as we get a good look at Catherine Erb. And Dakota Yu, number 15 for Baltimore. Now Baltimore has possession. And they set up their offense. Here's Yu. Gets it over to Emma Murphy. Murphy, little jitterbug, comes back lefty, gets to the middle. Oh, great drive. Referee pulled it, looked like the flag out of his pocket and put it away because they attempted a shot. Is that the rule?
Yeah, and so that's there. She attempted the shot, which was blocked, in fact, right into the stick of one of the Long Island players. So as a defender, you want to get there with your stick and see if you can get your stick on the ball and follow in with the body to play defense.
On your back.
Ground ball gathered by Kylie Colbert for Long Island. She gets it quickly to Ella Cabrera. Cabrera in that top center position. Here's Cabrera, number 15, gets it back over to 16, Colbert. Down the wing, they play a little pass with Makowitz. Little clear through on the right side, driving straight down Falls Road, but slamming the door. Baltimore making the save. And that is Julia Suriano, goaltender for Baltimore. Coach Mackford has to love what he has in her. Macy Clevenger. And now Baltimore behind, inside feed. Cast asunder. Ball now ladled up top, and Baltimore comes away with it. Some athleticism right there. That is Katie Clare. She gets it quickly to Emma Kennedy. And Baltimore looks to pause momentarily.
You can see both teams here more in a spread formation, manage the heat a little bit, get your feet under you, and then we'll start attacking and initiating with some cuts and some drives.
You see number 5, Emma Kennedy, clearing through so well.
That was a great slide, nice and early. Got there with stick and body and squeezed it. Didn't overcommit with a stick, used their bodies to play some defense.
Nice play by Baltimore's number 8, Reese Dagallo. Dagallo just positioned herself to allow the ball to go out of bounds. Sometimes simple is best.
Yep.
Simple is best. That's how I got a 2.1 in high school.
Simple is best. We'll have to review that again.
And believe me, I'm not inflating that grade point average.
Hence, simple is best.
Inside drive by Murphy. She gets bottled up on the inside. That team defense by Long Island, for an all-star team, they seem to play pretty well.
Yeah, they swarm well, right? So different areas of the country play a certain way. They're a tough physical brand of lacrosse. They've always been that way. So they're going to come after you pretty hard.
It's ironic that you said swarm well because they do have a lot of yellow jackets on their squad. They got some Long Island Top Guns.
Some Elevate. A couple girls, and these are storied programs up there that teach it well. Have produced a lot of kids, a lot of talent. Not just in their club, but they develop the kids too, and that's critical.
Baltimore looking to clear. Emma Kennedy, now it's down the wing. Ball in and out of the stick of Johnson.
Checking the sphere. Dangerous area. That's the motion the referee gave.
Here's your 8-meter. Late shot attempt by Peyton Howell gets knocked away. And I think we're going to restart that. We'll have a full-on redo.
Yeah, she made a move past the first defender. Defender tried to trail check. It was a little dangerous. Same call as the last time. We'll just set it up again.
And there's the shot in the goal. And ladies and gentlemen, we are knotted at deuces.
I was waiting for that one.
Great play on the inside. Baltimore finding a way.
And you can see how when she makes that move past the defender to her left, she's a lefty, right? So the defender to her left's closest. She tucks in front, uses her body to kind of box out a little bit from the stick especially. Once she gets past that, then she's able to finish past the goalie. It's great technique.
Peyton Howell. with just over 15 minutes to go, first half. Booker Corrigan, Casey Connor, as we are set for another draw. Emily Peak against Madison Taylor. And the ball high in the air. And those 50-50 ground balls, they're so important in championship level lacrosse. Long Island awarded possession there.
Be big, be tall.
Huge thank you to MedStar Sports Medicine for all they do. And of course, Under Armour, our title sponsor, Gatorade, doing a phenomenal job of keeping these athletes hydrated and healthy. Reese DeGallo up the wing, and it's regathered by Hannah Johnson. Johnson retreats a little bit.
Excellent job by Baltimore swinging the ball one side. Long Island pursues. Take your time, swing it back again. Need some patience when you're in the clearing game. Let the ball do the work.
Peyton Howe gets it behind the cage. And again, we talked about you make defenders turn their heads, and this is Godine.
You see the attention she's drawing. The double comes as soon as she gets to the above goal line extended, as she tries to get to that island that we talk about, right? They weren't wasting any time. They were sending the double quick.
That island, that spot that's 5 yards wide of the goal and 5 yards above goal line extended. Great place to score from. But she could not beat the double team, and Long Island awarded possession again. This is the Command Girls Championship game in the Under Armour Underclass All-American Tournament. Nice speed that time by Long Island's Katie Clare. Clare inside feed shot goal. Count it.
She finds herself wide open here inside, but more importantly, she has the composure to take her time, locate the goal, and finish high to low. Sometimes you'll have girls that'll catch and fire that ball right away, but she was able to take her time. Again, composure is a hard thing to teach. She showed it right there.
Madison Beal puts Long Island up 3-2. Jessica Peluso with that goal. But Baltimore wins the ensuing draw. And this is Annabelle Jackson, number 12, and now it's matriculated behind the cage, and Baltimore will look to attack from the far side.
Part of the other reason we like getting that ball through X, everybody's getting a touch. Keep your spacing. If it just dies at the top of the 12, then all of a sudden nobody's moving their feet, right? You got to get everybody in and out. They get involved. Emily Peak here on the free position shot after a foul.
As I see Finley Barger lining up. Here's Peak shot, nice save. Bode kicks that one away, but Baltimore collects the rebound. And here is Finley Barger.
If we get any other free position shots with a good angle, you'll see a little trick of the trade now where girls are using each other to shove forward the defender that's on the left and right hash of the girl taking the free position. In college now you're awarded that left and right hash. High school it's still kind of a freeze and then find the closest spot.
This is Barger. Shot, nice save, although she was shoved pretty hard to the ground. She shakes it off.
Looks like they're giving her the hanging hash as well. It's a hard move to the cage. Referee holds his flag, but the push after during the shot affects the shot. They'll give her the 8 meter.
And you say that the hanging hash or the open one on the far side, that really puts the shooter in a tough disadvantage.
Yeah, and she's a righty too, so I love that she goes left-handed.
Goes
for her.
left-handed and dunks. Got that Bob Barker suit game in Plinko with my style. Money.
I think on this replay you'll see, much like we saw earlier, shielding when Peyton House scored. She'll shield well, pull the stick, get past those initial defenders, and then finish in front.
Great play by Finley.
On a side note, book,
yeah.
My man Larry here in front of us with the socks.
Oh, yeah.
If we can find his Instagram page, it is one of the most outstanding outfit designer Instagram pages you've ever seen in your life.
Larry.
And he's an excellent referee. I'm glad
There
to see
he
him
is.
out here.
Great camera work. Way to go, Donnie. And Long Island's going to be awarded possession as we are tied at 3 here in the championship.
A hold call from the official closest awards the ball to Long Island. Will put a Baltimore player behind.
Perfectly wildly sunny today, but the breeze machine is on. So the athletes are fairly okay, but it's still heated. You want to get some hydration in you. And this is Katie Clare for Long Island, sharing it with Madison Taylor. Inside drive. And they're going to let it keep going.
Yeah. I think the Long Island girl was definitely looking for a call there, but I like the fact that a little bit of contact both ways. Referees will sometimes hold their whistle.
Madison Taylor picks off the attempted clear, pushes it inside, and that looks like a shooting space.
Yep. Good pump fake by number 6, Lacey Downey. Catches. Long Island kids work on shooting a ton. Carol Rose, who runs the Long Island Yellow Jackets program up there, Elevate program. You know, we talk about Top Guns. They practice a lot of shooting techniques.
Soriano, the goaltender for Baltimore, appeared to get a piece of that one before the loose change was collected. And Baltimore looking to push it up the field as we get a yellow card on Long Island. Grace Driggs pushes it back, and now we get a first real good look at Emma Kennedy. Sydney Lisk, another great player for that Baltimore team. And this is Hannah Johnson.
Long Island down 2 players now. It's hard enough with one, but this will be a tough one. Lots of room for cuts.
Nevo Farrell in on defense for Baltimore now as Baltimore gets the ball through the middle and some pushing and shoving, but they're going to let them play.
That's a great collapse by Long Island there to the ball. Again, there's a lot of space. You got 2 players up, a lot of space. I think I'd like to see Baltimore be more patient, find the lanes there.
Head coach for the Long Island girls, Steve Levy. He is assisted by Rachel Ray, not from the cooking show, and Michelle Seriosa.
If it was from the cooking show, that's pretty good talent if you're out here coaching the Under Armour Long Island team and hosting your own cooking show. Multitasking, right? That's what we call it these days.
Caitlin Bodine retreats behind, and it's Bowden. But we have a Bodine on the other team, so it's...
And I like this pressure. They got 2 player up. Get after the goalie. See if we can get a turnover.
Madison Taylor comes away with it. She gets a oof. Again, great camera work, and we're going to get a card dealt. My man Larry's going to give a yellow card to my buddy Finley.
You're going to see physical play this game. I like the referees. I don't want to say sending a message, but just making sure that the girls are playing under control, because next thing you know, it gets a little out of control, and let's keep it somewhat clean.
Ball picked up by Baltimore's Nevo Farrell. And she retreats, gets it to Lisk. Lisk all the way back to Soriano. And now the ball will be sprinted up. A little punt return clear attempt. Kylie Redmond here near side. 3-3 in your championship game. Olivia Rockstroh. And this is Corey Edmondson, number 19 for Baltimore. Edmondson out of McDonough School, plays for the M&D Lacrosse Club.
Her dad, Terry, will be coaching the highlight championship game for Baltimore in a couple hours after this is done. Lots of lacrosse in that family. Her sister is a field hockey player at Maryland.
I tell you what,
I mean, it's
with your history in the men's and women's games, you may know more names than I do.
that would be a challenge.
Yeah.
That would be a challenge. We have to have a quiz one day, a toe-to-toe.
Baltimore back on the offense as they're looking to make something happen. Ball now on the right wing. Up top, and a little bit of pressure by the Long Island defense, but Baltimore scoops the loose ball. And this is Dakota Yu.
And Long Island still player up, so they've got 21 sitting there on a little bit of a backer, Catherine Erb. She's free until they release out of the box here. Now they have 2 on it. And again, they're aggressive. You see the Baltimore player now out of the box, so we're in an even situation.
As we like to say, though, Casey, the penalty's not over until the puck's out of the zone.
That is true.
And right now, Baltimore still with possession. This is Edmondson. Now it's all the way behind. Godine looks inside, shot, bouncer, goal. Emily Peak, I believe that was 13. And a 17 with the assist, Jacqueline Marzell. You see Marzell behind, and it was number 13, Emily Peak. And she does so many things well, cuts well,
yes,
plays loose balls well. Obviously, she takes a ton of draws and was a key to their upset win in the semifinals over the Connie team.
Dad Jeff was a player at Towson University. Has a younger sister as well that's an excellent player. Lots in their history and bloodlines as well. I liked, more importantly, Marzal there. If you noticed, as she's in that feeding position, she's not standing still. She's active with her feet. Put your defender in a position that you might actually dodge, not just sit there and feed.
Yep.
So it's a good spot.
Great play on the ball by Ella Cabrera. You can see why you chose her to highlight in the open. She is talented.
Does a lot between the lines, right? So on the circle, loose balls. We've seen her at both ends of the field doing lots of things. You know, when we've got some recruiters in front of us, right? Phil Barnes, UNC, got Kathy Reese down in front of us. They notice little things like that when a college recruiter's out. What are they looking for? Making the little plays, the hustle plays, and those are the things that stand out when those girls are showcasing themselves.
Saw my friend Jenny Slinger, Jenny Levy. I still call her Slinger.
That's okay.
Her maiden
She'll
name is
still
Slinger.
turn and listen, yeah.
She's always happy. Oh, stinging corners. No, you didn't. Goodness. Turning the corner and making them pay.
We should get a really good angle at this. She comes off of this left hand. A little bit of a riser. She doesn't drop the stick too low, but still pulls it opposite high.
Full on sidearm.
You got a righty goalie. That's a great spot for the ball. And that's a hard shot to pull. Great job.
Ava Biancardi. They have to just call her Cardi B, right?
I don't see why not.
I mean, right?
I'd love to know the nicknames. I'm sure some of these girls have some
keep it simple.
Crazy nicknames, right? Simple is best.
Tell you what, Ava Biancardi have just become Cardi B, so great shot. By the way, that was a sidearm stinger. And you know as well as I do, it's not easy to bring it sidearm with the girl's stick.
On the run, pressure on your right hand, your right elbow. That's definitely tough.
Baltimore with the ensuing face-off win. Mae Marshall, looks like she gets it down. Emma Kennedy doing such a great job. Carolyn Godine, and now they get it behind the cage. Coach Macford looking to set something up.
We had the play like this that we ran for a while.
I'll tell you what, that's not a bad play to run.
No, you get a stack up top of 5. You get 2 behind. We just call it Ray, as in Ray Lewis, right?
Yeah.
52. And you're generating a lot of attention behind with the 2 girls that can either dodge or feed, and you've got a stack up top cutting. So there's no second slide here because of all the action up top.
And you got Godine feeding to Jacqueline Barzal. And she's toes on the crease, thank you very much.
Yep.
I mean, if this were basketball, she'd be hanging on the rim still.
When we talk about goalies and girls, and we look at save percentages versus them versus guys, and girls are in a tougher position. Everything's right on the doorstep for the most part. 8 to 9 shots out of 10 are coming within a meter or 2. It's very hard to save.
Baltimore goes up 5-4. And we see the foot positioning of these young ladies when they go for the draw. Casey, it really does give you a hint as to where she's going.
Those 2 are fighting forward against each other, it looked like.
Face-off win by Catherine Erb.
Cat and mouse game definitely at the draw sometimes. And you're just, you come across a girl who can put it to herself is the most dangerous girl out there, right? The girl that can self-draw. If you're on the other team, you're trying to get it to your circle girls. You're trying to push it, block it, however you can to make it more of a 50-50 ground ball. Ooh.
Some intense defense. I can tell you I'm glad her stick flew further than she did.
Yeah.
Nicole Manella.
We've seen her sweep a couple times. One of the true lefties out there for Long Island. She's come from that left elbow across with a lot of speed. Tough dodge. You're going to take some contact, too.
Manila inside feed. Shot, it's kicked away. Suriano, or it may have been an appearance by Post Malone. The way that came out. Here's Sisk, pushed it. And you get that extension call as the clock trickles down to 10.2 remaining here in the first half of the Girls Command Championship game. Dakota Yu feeds it across with 3 on the clock. Shot, goal, Baltimore. Sound the bell, school's in, sucker. That is a momentum type play. Casey, that's Baltimore taking the bull by the horns. That's how they handle their business.
Ball's at midfield with 10 seconds left. You've got to have the mindset to go, and they do. Dakota Yu here challenges, draws, and dumps.
Gets the feed off, finish, and that is going to give Baltimore a nice halftime momentum. Coach McFord's got to love that. Goal that time by Emily Peak.
We talked about her as well as Ella Cabrera doing a lot of work.
You talked about her. You talked about her. You talked about her dad. You talked about her sister. Her 4th grade piano teacher was like a great descendant of Stonewall Jackson, I think at one point you said.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Just history.
My man just did his prep. The guy was sweating out here on the turf, coaching that Southwest highlight squad. And you had a great experience with those young ladies.
It was awesome. You know, I'm in Arizona right now, and we had girls primarily from Dallas, some from Colorado. Didn't know any of the girls, but had a common goal. And we're one of the not as strong regions out here. So the girls knew what the challenge was ahead of them. We got better each game. They bought into what we were teaching each game.
We are gonna walk away for a moment in time. But what a day here at St. Paul School for Girls at Levering Field. This is live action. We'll be back with the second half of the championship game in the Command Division right after this.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person, and that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
The Under Armour All-American Callback Academy on November 9th will be the premier showcase of the fall, just like the Under Armour tryouts are in the summer. This time, it's the best against the best the whole time. Only players who were invited to play in their regional callback game and those that made the final team will be invited. Not only will college coaches be lining the sidelines to evaluate and recruit all the talent, but the college coaches will be running the drills and skill sessions as well. For more information, go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Yo, Sean.
Yeah, light!
Everything comes to your door in life. Some things wait for you. Others are a surprise. No matter what arrives next, you've got something to hold on to. Long fence railings for life.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
Concussion symptoms are not always obvious. BrainScope provides a quick, easy-to-use method of identifying the presence and severity of a concussion to determine if you have an injury and when recovery allows return to play. Be confident, be sure, be ahead of the game.
We all make plans. We do our best to make sure we're ready for whatever's ahead. And still hold on to what's helped us in the past. There'll always be twists and turns, ups and downs, but no matter what happens, there will always be those plans and what we keep along the way to make them happen. Long fence patios and decks for life.
Just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights tie the show together. Casey, what'd you like so far?
Good action both ways. Game of runs. I think Long Island had a little bit of a spark early. Baltimore controlled the second half there. You see a good finish in tight. This was that backdoor cut that we saw earlier. Great read by the attacker to finish over there. Kaylee Mackwitz, good finish, good save there. Right, so we've seen the goalies make some saves. 8-meter here, Peyton Howe. That was early on. Good protection, good finish as well. So we're seeing a lot of good plays.
Look at the speed. I mean, these girls, you can clearly tell they want it, and they want it bad. As Peluso turns and scores, and there's the 8-meter. This is the play by my girl Finley. What a nice finish, tidy finish.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, right? You're kind of going through the gauntlet when you've got a player crashing on you. You got a stick coming near your head. Do you have the patience, composure to tuck it, and then step away and finish? Godin behind the goal here. We saw that was towards the end. That stack play up top, drew a double, dumped it inside, and here's the goal right before half.
This was a clutch goal.
Yeah, that, going into halftime, Long Island, you're down 1. That's a little bit of a momentum jump.
And here we go back to the draw. Baltimore in the lead here in the Command Division Girls Championship game. Command Division rising 9th and rising 10th graders. Later today for the girls, we will have the rising 11th and rising 12th graders. And of course, the boys championship games will be threaded in between those two. Booker Corrigan and Casey Connor bringing it to you from St. Paul's School for Girls as Jessica Peluso, number 18 for Long Island.
Similar to earlier, right? Nice and spread, get a touch in. Even though we just finished a half, it's still a start of a new half.
Oh, and a drive to the cage by Juliana Stanley. Are you feeling it, Evil? That is intensity, and that makes it 6-5.
Second time we've seen a lefty come hard to the middle. Clear through right there. She's going to follow right off it. We call that a little bit of a heels dodge. You're kind of a, think of a brush pick. New England Patriots, right? 2-yard line, they need to get a touchdown, right? Brush pick there, dodge off the defender, and you're clear through heels and come hard to the middle, and she pulled that high.
Madison Taylor taking the draw for Long Island, but the win, the loose ball gathered by Emily Peak. And now it's Barger. Emma Kennedy doing work. Impressed by the play in the first half of Sydney Lisk, number 6 for Baltimore.
Let's talk, D. Let's talk,
And Dakota Yu certainly doing some work between the lines. Now Baltimore behind. Inside feed, shot stuffed. Big time save by new goaltender Jamie Bear. Jamie Bear now in the cage. She played in the second half of Long Island's big win over Philadelphia in the semifinals.
I loved how she kept her composure and size in the cage. Sometimes goalies have a tendency to cheat or throw their body out towards the ball. She held her ground, played big.
And right there, she got pressured. Ball pinballs around the loose side. Carolyn Godine just had a great visit in the booth from her grandfather, Doug Godine. Came up, said hello. What a nice gentleman. And he was thrilled to be a part of it.
The excitement that families have around this, it's Baltimore backyard right now, so he's a local family, but just even everybody that comes here and how the families, new kids playing together, how they rally around their region and their team, it's fantastic.
This is Flowback for Long Island on the left side. Gets it over to Stanley. Stanley, the last goal scorer. Now right-handed. Rings it off the crossbar. Body's hitting the turf. Rep your region. This is the game for the regional supremacy. And of course, if you want to prove yourself, make sure you get to the Callback Academy November 9th. As Long Island drives and scores, and ladies and gentlemen, we are now CISO to Tayo. Long Island, they are on a roll.
Our third now, where we've seen a lefty, almost like a sweep dodge that you would say in boys, but 17, Madison Taylor, big clear through. So I like how Long Island's recognizing strong hands for some of the girls, giving space, letting them be athletes. But all three of them, we've seen really good shots too. Offside high, and again, most goalies are going to be righties. So those lefties have, again, the positioning, from a physics standpoint to really pull it to that opposite side.
And from a goaltending standpoint, Jocelyn Torres has been playing great this entire tournament. Long Island knows you got to shoot hard. You got to bring something.
Yes.
If you're going to put it past her, because she'll make you look silly with an easy catch and clear. Nice defense between the lines for Baltimore, and they look to push it up. This is Emma Kennedy. Kennedy with a nice little split dodge, now double teamed. And she will relinquish.
Both teams are not willing to give up fast breaks, so they're dropping one, sometimes more back on the draw. So even if the one team wins it, in this case Baltimore gets it back on the ride, Barger goes down, it's 2-on-5, right? There's plenty back there. They don't want to give up an easy transition goal. Godine with a good little inside roll. We talked about the island, right? She gets to that spot, feels pressure, comes back to her left and has a lot of cage to look at, just misses by a little bit.
You see that skill level and athleticism out of Godine as Baltimore settles momentarily. Casey, they lull in that defense to come out and play them so they can dodge. Is that some of the slow downish that I'm seeing?
Yeah, you saw Godine right there, right? She's kind of flat-footed, doesn't look like she's ready to play the part, and then all of a sudden senses when the defender's to a spot and goes. You know, it's tough.
As we see a flattening on the far side.
Larry doesn't want to see that either.
Yeah. And that was one where the dodge turned into a hiccup and the defense turned into a Mack truck.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's different styles you'll see, both zone and man-to-man throughout, especially in college.
Long fence replay. Look, a little stutter move. Madison Taylor comes in, and it's just a little too much. Thanks to long fence for all they did to keep us safe this weekend. Great job by them setting up. Stutter step move, kick save by Jamie Bear, but whistle beforehand.
It was amazing to see how Meadowood Regional Park transformed right into Under Armour. I played there when I was younger. I've coached little whippersnappers there, but that setup this weekend was nothing like we've ever seen. It was amazing.
They don't set that up for an LTRC game.
No.
The 4 top 10. Coast to coast.
I think maybe trying a little too much there. Sometimes you get a sense, hey, what do I see in front of me, and what's the decision making, right? Maybe a good pull out there and possession might have been the right call, but here comes Baltimore now. They've got numbers.
Sokolowski pushes it down. Great play by Driggs to start the clear, and of course Jocelyn Torres. And inside finish goal. Baltimore back in the lead, 7-6.
I think we could talk about this all day. Get the ball to X, slow break trailers, right? And we saw where Long Island's midfielders weren't trailing. They were out of screen, but ball gets to X, and Baltimore has numbers cutting through. You see 2 of them cutting in the same spot.
Great handle by Hannah Johnson going up top. Looked like that pass was going to go awry. But she reached up and grabbed it and said, Mitzi Huggins, come on down. Cam Brady, 0-12. It's okay, you can laugh on the air.
That's all right.
Everybody knows.
Some of them are funny, some of them aren't, okay? But I'm a big fan of Cam Brady, 0-12. Back to the, I think at the end of the day, you're going to see a decision, the decisive part of the game right here. Who's going to maintain possession and who's going to get it off the draws to maintain that possession.
Long Island sends Catherine Erb out, and she wins it. Now comes down. Minor transition opportunity. Will they go slow break? Now we get a whistle.
Ooh, this is going to be tough.
Is Long Island offside?
They are. It's going to be Baltimore
and
ball.
That's an incident. The referee, Larry.
Yeah, you can't see off to the left of the screen, but 2 Long Island girls were both offsides past that 30.
Yep. And they'll usually give you, a step or 2. It's not as strict. I've noticed in all the girls' games I've done and women's games I've done that they're not going to bust you for a step.
Yeah,
in the boys' games, they love to bust you for a step.
Yeah, well, it's either you're offsides or you're not, right?
Yep.
So let's take the decision making out of the officials' hands. They don't want it. They don't want to have to make a subjective call. And you've seen the officiating in women's lacrosse change in that set. That girl's offsides, whether it's impacting the play or not, she's offsides. It's a turnover. Referee doesn't have to make a discretionary call about it. It's offsides, period, and blow the whistle.
Ball now behind the cage again. Godine, one of the studs in this entire tournament.
And you see her again, waiting to see if she can lull her defender to sleep. Is her defender going to pressure her? And if so, she's going to make a move.
And the ball's gathered.
This is a sweet spot for Edmondson. A lot of clear through. She's a very tough dodger to the cage.
Oh, Edmondson, nice deadly when I play a dope melody. Anything less than your best is a felony.
Roll back here, roll back, low to high. We saw a lefty down here. It was kind of a sidearm. You'll see all that space being cleared right now. And Corey will come back, spins out of that for her right, goes low to high. A lot of goalies, they don't have a chance there. It's an excellent shot.
Baltimore surges back to a 2-goal lead.
Come on, Gray, what do you say? Let's go now.
Quick opportunity to thank all the brave servicemen and women and first responders that help protect our freedom and way of life. Freedom is not free, and they all, Casey, have way more courage than I do.
That makes both of us then. Both of us then.
I
Thank
appreciate
you to all
all they do. Ball pinballs around before it's attempted to be gathered, and now another scoop attempt. Godin comes after it, and just like that, Baltimore's Emily Peak. I can read. Peak gets it up, and now Baltimore back with a little opportunity. Those whistles behind us, those are the boys' semifinal games going on. We will have that broadcast. Bob Shriver and I will bring it to you. Make sure you stay tuned. And then the girls' highlight championship game will be going on.
Turnover behind the goal here for Long Island.
Baltimore in both championship games for the girls. They'll be taking on the Connie team in the highlight division. Casey and I had an opportunity to watch those semifinals.
And that Connie team, they were down 3 goals, 6-3 I think against Long Island, and came back and won by 4 or maybe 5. Great save.
Big time save by Jocelyn Torres. And Lisk comes away with a loose ball. Lisk loops it across the bottom, I should say.
Jocelyn and Lisk both play together for Heroes program in Howard County here in Baltimore. They've got a good feel for each other. A lot of the girls out here have either, again, they play similar clubs or they're competing against each other or go to the same school.
Yep.
So that's why another reason why you'll see teams from the hotbed areas do well here too, because it's a lot of girls that know each other pretty well.
Acceleration, domination. And Baltimore, another one. That ball deflected its way in, but that'll put Baltimore up 9-6.
Biggest lead of the game.
As we get our long fence replay. What a day.
Yeah, Godin's working hard here in the corner. There's help coming. And she works a girl back and forth, gets a shot off here. Defender gets a stick on it, and it kind of just knuckleballs in past the goalie, and those are hard. If you're not ready for it, and sometimes they're unlucky.
And you and I have both seen enough lacrosse to know that sometimes a goal like that goes in and it deflates a team.
Can.
And sometimes it goes in like that, and that's when they say, now we're shutting the door.
Well,
you got your lucky one, there's no more.
Yeah, and this one pushes it to 3-2, so how's Long Island going to respond to that? Are they going to, now we're looking at a deficit that's been bigger than we've seen all day? Or are we going to use that?
Ball awarded to Baltimore off the violation.
Get a lot of girls selling out right now. Got 14, just over 14 left. 3-goal lead is not the most comfortable thing to have in lacrosse, so I can understand Baltimore, and look, they got to finish. Got still a second half of a second half here to play.
The winning plays in this game have yet to be made. Here's Godin. Possesses behind, all the poise of a champion.
Drawing attention right away again.
Nice save by Long Island goalie Jamie Baer. And she now has it. Baer out of the Wheatley School, plays for Team Elevate. Oh, nice pickoff by number 21, Olivia Rockstro out of NDP.
And I think it was out of camera frame there for our viewers at home. Full extension, one hand, stepped in front, right into the stick. Excellent anticipation by her.
And a nice trail check down on the far end. by Long Island, and they now look to push it up. Makowicz pushes the feed, and now Long Island gets the goal, and it is Delaney Raiden. Looked like number 13, Delaney Raiden, with that one. Sometimes we might need Judge Joe Murphy in here to pass a ruling.
So I'll continue some stories.
Yep.
Well, let's finish this replay right here. Good look ahead. Inside roll, great protection, finish. Delaney's dad, Frank, was 2 years older than me at Maryland. We ran into each other, I think, 5 years ago on the summer circuit. Our daughters played against each other. We've got pictures. Now both of our daughters are creeping, closing that gap on both of us as dads. I got a chance to hang out with Frank and all of the coaches during, again,
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, Frank the Tank. Frank's not the tank anymore. He's a, like most of us, we've gotten a little older and wiser. But just the reception that we had for the coaches and the fraternity of both the boys coaches and the girls coaches that happened during this event is awesome. You get to see people you maybe haven't seen. Maybe this is the once a year time that you see them, and it's been fantastic all week.
And the real fantastic part is you get to watch exceptional lacrosse.
Yes, yeah.
Unbelievably well organized, well created, well designed, well implemented, and well executed.
Be different if we were watching paint dry, right? But we'll definitely get the best of the best out here.
I have a feeling you and Frank might have fun watching paint dry.
We can make fun out of a lot of things.
You may have even watched paint dry. Inside move by Godin, shot, goal.
Look how she finishes after that goal too. The fist pump. You can sense the compete level in her right out of the gate. Not only does she go hard, she competes hard. She involves her team. She's that spark that you look for. That's why we covered her in the opening.
10-7. Here it is.
Yeah, look, we've watched this 3 times down this end, Booker, where she's stepping there, and waiting for that defender to take that step, and it's a pull dodge, much like a face dodge, right in front of her, and she's gone. Quick first, explosive step, uses her body well.
We need a draw, Gray. Let's go, girls. CB, get in there.
Grace Drake's taking a draw now for Baltimore. We've seen a lot of Emily Peak out there. We've seen a lot of Finley Barger.
Just over 10 minutes remaining. And Baltimore, the great loose ball, basically a steal for them. And Torres has it now.
And I like this. If you're Long Island, look, we got to force the issue, right? We've got to make Baltimore play. There's still 10 minutes left, but every possession down this end's becoming more and more critical, and you've got to limit some of those careless turnovers.
Sydney Lisk out of Gleno Country School. Their head coach, Brian Reese. And this is Reese DeGallo out of Archbishop Spalding. Back to DeGallo.
Lot of time, lot of time.
Sokolowski out of Broadneck High School. And Baltimore looks to just settle things down a little bit. 3-goal lead. You can't take your foot off the gas, though, can you?
No. We're not looking at a shot clock situation, though. So, quite frankly, they can sit here and look. Mac Ford, he's not a stranger to playing some keep away. He did it with NDP when they beat McDonough and ended that historical run. I doubt that we're going to see that here because at the end of the day, it's a recruiting event. We want to let the girls play, but we're going to be smart with the possessions, though, too.
Stumbling dodge, hit to the head, bodies everywhere as Baltimore's number 18, Madison Beal, out of St. Paul School for Girls. She's perfectly comfortable out on that field.
Yes.
Close friend of Kat Caples, that's for sure.
We'll see Long Island down here. So again, as this clock starts narrowing, how does Long Island change how they play? It's a little tough that you're down once. You're going to have to maybe eat these 2 minutes. But once we're back to even strength, you're going to see some double teaming. Are we going to see Jamie hop out of the cage? Jamie Bear, is she going to step out and play somebody? Let's see if we can get a double. So we'll see a little bit of a transition here and maybe the strategy. Turnover. We'll pass inside from Peyton Howe. I think she fed it inside. Hannah Johnson kicked it back out to her. Unfortunately, Baltimore didn't hold on to it. So
great look at number 22, Jamie Bear, goaltender for Long Island.
Gotta help the goalie, Greg. Gotta help the goalie.
Team elevate.
Emma Kennedy in pursuit. Another Heroes player, as we mentioned. Torres in goal and Sisk down on defense.
And they're getting what they want right now because the clock is the friend of Baltimore. Long Island wants to push it up. And Bear just trying to kill off that penalty, but it's still minutes taken away from a 3-goal deficit.
Correct.
Nice pass.
Certainly not something they were doing by design, but you know, if you don't have open teammates to throw to.
Juliana Stanley now draws a minute penalty on Caroline Godin. 2 minutes, sorry.
I think we're probably down to 30 seconds on the first one.
Stick up.
Here's a replay of that.
Just dangerous. Unfortunately, she's dragging her stick behind, and sometimes that's not going to get a card. But again, we've seen them be careful about safety out here.
Lee Flowback gets it. We get a timeout on the field, and the players will drop their sticks and get some water and chill. We will step away momentarily. We'll be back.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people. We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people. We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people. We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine.
Good look at the Long Island gals breaking the huddle, going back to where their sticks are sitting. Booker Corrigan, Casey Connor bringing you the Command Division Championship game of the 2019 Under Armour Underclass All-American Battle for regional supremacy. Rep your region and get to the Callback Academy also. 10-7 right now, Baltimore in the dark. Jerseys with purple numbers, Long Island in the gray with black numbers. So it technically is the Brooklyn Nets against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, sir.
And here's Juliana Stanley driving in, jitterbugs, and the ball just out of her cross. And it pinballs around and it's collected. Long Island back on offense. Olivia Rongo. There's that heels dodge that you talked about, Casey. They're going off of those picks. They go right off their heels. It's pretty easy to see, but it's pretty difficult to stop.
Even if you want to switch it, you're both going in the opposite direction that you're going to have to then stop and pick up to. So it makes it hard to switch it. You really got to talk to your defender through it.
Referee Carmen DeJohn Domenico called for 4 more seconds to be put on the clock. So our clock on the screen is exactly right. You have nothing to worry about. They've adjusted everything, folks.
I know that we're playing even right now. There should be a little bit of a difference in between the two cards, so I think Long Island should have a little bit of an advantage here if they can maintain possession out of the box.
That ball is out of a Baltimore stick, and it's going to be Long Island possession. Long Island with the goal. Can't wait to see a replay of that.
And one they needed. We're getting under 5 minutes here. Old rule of thumb in lacrosse, a goal a minute. That's a tough pace to keep, but we've got to keep it, if you're Long Island, somewhat close here. Great finish right there. Good cut, good finish. They're excited, and they have to keep the momentum here. Long Island needs a little bit of that spark. We get a quick finish there from Nicole Phillips. Another one of the Yellow Jackets that's out here playing. And then back to the battle at hand. Grace Driggs with the draw. Going up against Catherine Erb again.
Catherine Erb's been doing fairly well and fairly proficient on those draws. Some might even say nifty.
Nifty? You beat me. You did beat me. And look, we only got 3 minutes left. How did I not get up on that?
Yeah. I have it written right here for you to even try
to
help you.
My question would be, between you and Ty, who owns the lead?
Ty came on strong. I went like 9-0 against them, and then boom.
Well, he's probably like me, like a rookie, like just sleeping on the job and then have to pick up on it.
Next thing you know, there's 3 minutes left, and I'm spoon feeding you nifty.
Oh, well, there's another game we have, so I'll find a way to sneak it in, and then we'll have a rubber match. So again, short time here. What's Long Island going to do on defense, and how are they going to extend and press? They need the ball. And I think you're going to see Baltimore in a big, nice big set. Spin the ball, let them come to you, dodge if you feel it's okay. Emily Peak up top. Moves the ball over to Maisie Clevenger. Hannah Johnson behind now. And again, you'll see if there's times where they feel too much pressure coming out, they'll make a little bit of that dodge. The defenders will sink in, and then they'll kick it back outside.
Inside feed, and that's going to be a double team / triple team, and the ball's going to go down. And Casey, you were just talking about, playing a little keep away, and they jam it inside, and an easy turnover created by Long Island defense.
And I'm not sure you need to play full keep away there, right? Again, we're here at a recruiting event. We want the kids to play, but I also don't think we want to pump it inside.
Yep. Oh, what a play. What a veteran goaltender play by Jocelyn Torres. Comes out, steals it, gets it.
She saw Flobeck sitting there on the corner and made a heads-up anticipating play. Good job.
And now the running clear by Rockstro. Olivia, but credit Madison Beal with a nice job on defense for Baltimore. Also, Hannah Johnson playing great today. Emily Peak, Carolyn Godine. This Baltimore team has been fantastic.
We talked LTRC fields at Meadowood. A lot of those girls I've coached when they were, again, little ankle biters. It's interesting to watch them grow up now and finish their freshman year for some of them and heading into their freshman year for others. Godine handling pressure behind.
Trail check. Slight nudging on the end line, and Baltimore maintains possession. Edmondson, she likes that top left side. That drives that lefty alley.
There's how you handle the pressure. Pressure comes out, dodge past it, move a ball.
40 seconds remaining now here in the Command Division Championship game. Baltimore up 2, and that's a violation. We are getting set for the boys' championship game.
In case you can't hear. Baltimore, another card, sorry there, but Long Island drew another card, so Baltimore's in full keep away mode, and they'll run this out even in their back end.
I always, as a coach, get a little nervous when they start throwing the ball back
too.
towards your own goal. Like, to get it behind their goal. So if something goes wrong, they at least have to go 90 yards to make a difference.
We talk about that even in course of play, right? You lose the ball at the top of the 12, you got less of field to cover.
And Baltimore takes home the first title of the day. They take down Long Island. Long Island played an unbelievable semifinal against Philadelphia. Proud of the Long Island girls and the way they competed. Coach Steve Levy doing a fantastic job with them. But it was Baltimore. Player of the game, Emily Peak. What'd you love about her?
Well, we saw a lot of action. Caroline Godin did some damage down one end of the field. We saw great goaltending. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of it was coming down to possession. And Peak had, I think, 1, maybe 2 goals, but a ton of work on draw controls and helping maintain possession and earn it in the middle of the field.
From
There's
St.
one of
Paul's.
her finishes there. Yep.
From St. Paul's School for Girls. We see the handshake line, and congratulations to Baltimore. Congratulations to Long Island for always being an incredible competing region. We will be back with more lacrosse action. Thank you so much for making us part of your sports viewing day. For Casey Connor and Booker Corrigan, reminding you, you only get one shot at today.